We're here at SynthCon with Faith Assembly, and this is Mark. And Mark, you are exclusively Faith Assembly. Is all you? Is that correct?
It's somewhat correct.
Okay.
I do write the songs, and I'm pretty much the person responsible for the recording and the production and that kind of thing. It's for the studio as well as the album stuff. But the other members do. They're studio musicians in a sense. They come in and they help, and they throw in their 2 cents worth, which is actually worth a little more than 2 cents. It's actually a very important part of the puzzle of what goes on with what we do. But yeah, the successes and failures pretty much squarely land on my shoulders. So that's a good thing, and it can be a really horrible thing.
Yes, it can. Well, that can happen too, with being the sole person, the person that's handling all that. Now, do you do as far as the lyrics and the songs, and that's all you, and it's basically?
Yeah, the lyrics and the concepts of all the album, it's something that I have developed over the years, and started out very simply with certain things, and then it's evolved into other things, but it all sort of, there's storylines, and then there's personal emotions and personal feelings that I talk about in the lyrics, and everybody has their own different interpretations, and it's always interesting to hear some of the ones that I've got. But it's great at the end of the day, because it seems like there's a common denominator, and people just have a certain general feeling about everything, and that's always very gratifying. It always seems to be a really pleasant reaction.
Yeah. Did you now, coming into the Synth-Pop scene, was that what you started as, or did you start out playing different kind of music, or?
I always hear, this is an interesting question, because with Synth-Pop, I don't consider Faith Assembly a Synth-Pop band. I really don't. We're in the category because we're with a Synth-Pop label, and most of the bands are on that label are
What
definitely
label
a different drum.
Okay.
And so most of those bands that are on there are definitely Synth-Pop acts. We're not. We are much more, I consider us much more alternative, even though alternative is kind of a different word and what it means today. But in the earlier days of what the word meant, I really would consider us more of an alternative dance band, really, than a synth pop, because we have much more of a rock element in what we do. We have much more conventional instrumentation, drums, guitars, and basses. It's not all synthesizers. It's not all programmed. It's not all just a simple throw it on a tape and just press play. We're much more elaborate, much more. There's a lot more behind it than that, and not to necessarily kick synth-pop in the teeth, because synth-pop has a really cool thing about it as well. But there's also a lot of bad synth-pop out there as well. So it's the kind of thing where it's kind of a weird sort of saying when people say it, because it does have a bad rap. It's totally a bad rap tag, and some people, I don't know, I've had arguments, debates with people about this all the time, but it's something that we're definitely attached to, and I've accepted that, but I just don't see us as synth-pop bands.
Well, we're actually really excited that you're attached to it, because we love you guys. We like you guys being here.
It's fun being here. Really.
Now, one thing I noticed too when I was watching you have definitely a visual imagery, or like some things that you incorporate into your music, and is that just like a performance element that you'll bring in other people? And like, I noticed you had like even a set with people behind, silhouette, and I mean, is that something you incorporate with all your shows, or did you do that kind of special tonight?
Tonight was a special thing mostly because of the DVD release that we're doing, and I wanted to do something. What we did tonight was something that I've actually had in my mind for many, many years, just never had the ability or the resources or anything to actually do it. And tonight, luckily, I had those things all. The stars were in alignment and was able to do it. It was something that lucked out. A lot of good things were able to finally come of it. I've wanted to do that, but most of the time when we play out of our hometown, and so therefore it really is. You get on a plane and you really pick up what you can carry, and sometimes that's just a guitar case, and you rely upon what is there on the other side when you get there. And so we can't afford to take several actors and several performers and everybody on the road when you got promoters that only want to pay to have just the very bare basics come along. So in short, no, this is definitely the most elaborate thing we've ever done. But I want to do that just for tonight, and just for this project that we've got on the DVD thing that we're doing. But usually it's much simpler than that.
It did come across really well, though. I mean, maybe you might incorporate it later, because it was very phenomenal, the performance. Now, you mentioned your hometown. Where are you from?
All of us in the band are originally from the Los Angeles area. We all live in Orange County, LA. We're all kind of mixed out and about. Some of the performers who have helped out, they do live out of state, and somehow we all sort of meet in the middle somewhere.